Hey, April is Donate Life Month. And this morning we're joined by two extraordinary women who met under life-saving circumstances.
Yeah, they are here to talk about the importance of organ donation. We're here with Diana Harder, the Director of Transplant Services at Texas Children's, and Anna King, a heart transplant recipient. Good morning to you both. It is an honor to have you with us.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes. Okay. I can't wait for our folks at home to hear this story. So Anna, can you tell us a little bit about your heart transplant journey? How old were you? Because it's been 10 years now.
Yeah, definitely. So when I was 12 years old, I was unexpectedly, out of the blue, diagnosed with dilated cardiomyopathy. It came as a shock to us. I'd always been a really healthy and active kid who loved sports, but a virus had attacked my heart, and by the time we found out, it couldn't recover, and I needed a transplant. So my family had just actually moved to the area, and one of the first things that we said was, do we need to go somewhere else? You know, we just moved here, and they said, no, you're in the perfect place. Texas Children's Hospital is here, and they're the best of the best.
Yeah, and Diana, you were Anna's transplant coordinator at the time, and that's how this relationship got started. What was that like for you?
Yeah, so I had the wonderful honor of being a transplant coordinator for Anna and many other kids. So being a coordinator, you get the opportunity to go with these patients through the journey, through their most challenging time when they're the sickest and need the most support, and also have the opportunity of calling them with really great news when an organ becomes available, which was one of the most gratifying parts of the role. And now, obviously, it's a real honor to see how successful she's become and how much she honors the gift of life that she was given nearly 10 years ago.
Wow, and you were able to give her that news that day that she was getting a heart transplant.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
I was definitely on call.
Yeah, let me jump in here. I want to tell it. I waited 2.5 years for the heart, right? And you know, I did start to get a little bit sicker, so I started to experience some atrial tachycardia, and they decided that I needed to get an ICD implanted, or a defibrillator. So we go in that morning for the procedure, very early in the morning, and it keeps getting delayed. Okay, over and over again. We're waiting, delayed. At this point, it's like noon, and my family is there, and we're looking around. No one's on the floor. We're like, where did everyone go? Like, is everyone at lunch right now? What is happening? And then Diana comes in, and there's like a bunch of people following her, and she sits down on my bed, and she says, hey, Anna, like, oh, you excited to get that ICD? And I was like, I guess. And she said, well, how'd you like to get a new heart instead? So I didn't get an ICD that day. Obviously, there was a lot happening behind the scenes. But at midnight, they rolled me back, and it would take 10 hours and a couple of rough days after that, but I had a new healthy heart beating inside me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Diana, I can only imagine you knowing you have this news and the joy it's bringing you. Is there a moment of nerves afterwards? Because now you actually have to get through the procedure, and then you have to see how they recover. And obviously we can fast forward to today, 10 years later, but what are those first 24 to 48 hours like after you deliver the news?
Yeah, so it's a lot of coordination that the transplant coordinators get the opportunity to do in terms of planning for flights and or making sure all of the other teams who might be harvesting organs can be at the same location at the same time. And so it's a lot of care coordination that goes on behind the scenes. And obviously we didn't want to share the news until we knew it was for sure a go for Anna's offer. But there's a lot of care coordination efforts and phone calls and updates regarding where our surgeons are, when they're coming back, and what's going on with the actual transplant procedure.
Are you at all nervous throughout that it may not work out?
It's this rush of adrenaline that just keeps you going because it truly is a life-saving effort, and it's so exciting. It's also exhausting, but we have an amazing team at Texas Children's that is just so committed. Any time of the day. It typically comes not during business hours like Anna's did. It's usually at 2 a.m. when we're sending our surgeons out. So adrenaline keeps us going.
Yes.
Right.
And Anna, you become a big advocate about this and telling people why it's so important to consider this, to do this. Tell us about that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, since my transplant, I've been able to graduate high school, graduate college. I studied abroad. I've been able to travel. So I know that everything that I do today is because of the love of a donor, is because of my organ donor, Clarissa. So I want to do everything that I can to honor that. And I've been lucky enough to be able to share my story And Diana and I have kind of become, you know, partners in advocacy and in our work for organ donation. So it's something that I think we're both pretty passionate about.
And isn't it easy for all of us, right? Just to put a sticker on our driver's license, just to make that decision ahead of time, knowing, in the worst case scenario, you would like to donate life to someone. I mean, it seems pretty simple.
That's correct. So they've made it pretty easy to become registered as a donor in a number of different ways. I know our local organ procurement organization, Life Gift, has a lot of events, but certainly through the DMV is the easiest way to register to become a donor. And should a tragic event happen, it is truly a way to leave a legacy.
Yeah. All right, if folks are interested in getting more information and maybe, you know, contact you, get more information about this, where can they go?
So donatelife.org is a great place to start.
Okay. All right, Anna and Diana,
Thank you guys
so
so
much
much,
for sharing your story with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.